Hi there. Okay, so we're looking at vehicle sales in some different towns and cities across Scotland and our different types of cars that have been sold. We're looking at it for 2019 and 2020. So we've got a few different formulas to look at today. First of all, we've got to work out the total, then we've got to work out what the average sales were, the maximum number of sales, and the minimum number of sales. They're then working out the total for each type of car, and then we're deciding whether we're going to keep stocking that car or not. So I'll talk you through how to do each stage. So first of all, we are just working out the total. So that's going to be a nice, easy auto sum. Use our auto sum button. Make sure that the spreadsheet's picked up the right cells. So it has this B across to E4, and then just press enter, and we can just replicate that down. So nice and straightforward, that one. For our average sales, we are going to work out what the average sales are for each different type of car. So to do that, we are going to use our function button, and we're going to go into average. And this time we've just got to make sure that the spreadsheet's picking up the right cells. So don't include the total on that, because that's going to totally skew our average. So it's going to be B4 again across to E4. So we'll have to make sure it's picked up the right cells. And then press enter, and it should give us an average. And we will just replicate that down. And I think we'll change it so that we don't have decimal places, because we can't really sell half a car. So we'll just use our button up here to get rid of the decimal places, so we've just got nice whole numbers. Then we're going to do the same, but this time we're looking at the maximum number of sales. We find the largest number of sales that there were for each town. So again, function button, and max this time. And again, we just need to make sure it's picking up the right cells, so it will be B4 across to E4. Obviously, if you included F4, which is the total is going to be the max, because it's them all added together, so it's just those 4 cells we're talking about. And then enter, and it should pick up the highest one. And then we can replicate that down. And then the min sales, so that's the lowest number of sales there were in any of the towns. Again, back onto our function button. Remember, if a formula doesn't come up, it's not one that you've used recently, you can just search for it. So I'm just going to put min in, and it'll come up. And it is B4 across to E4. And enter, and it will give us the lowest number of sales. And then replicate it down. Okay, for the total, we're going down the way this time. Okay, so we want to find the total for each type of car this time, as opposed to each town or city. So that is going to be a nice straightforward sum again, making sure it's picking up the right cells. So we're going down the way, so it's B4 down to B8. So it's just the Fiesta sales we're looking for. And then enter. And then we're going to replicate that across. Now our last formula, this is where the instructions are in the comments, so make sure you hover over the comment to see. It says, if sales below 30, stop stocking. So that means that if we're not selling, over 300, sorry, if we're not selling at least 300, we're not going to keep this type of car in stock anymore. We're not going to have that type of car. So that is going to be an if statement. So onto our if statement. So the logical test is if B9, so if the total is less than 300, we're going to stop. To say continue stocking, so no would be the answer. So not going to keep stocking. And if that's false, then we're going to say yes, we are going to continue stocking. Okay, so for Fiestas, unfortunately, there are only 276 sold of them, so we're not going to keep stocking them. Okay, Cougar, again, less than 300, so we're not stocking them. But our next two, we are going to keep stocking. So that's our statement. And that's all we need to do for that spreadsheet. So I want you to do those calculations for the 2019 and then go over to the 2020 and do that for them as well. Okay.